streets of London, grime-covered spleen, money in me pocket, but it ain't clean. Me.
Okay, so get this, we're diving into London life, but, and here's the twist, through a rap song.
A rap song?
Yeah, no kidding. Scruffy Bugger, it's called.
Scruffy Bugger.
Catchy, right? Off an album called Welcome to London, Bruv by Kurt Holes.
Interesting.
You wouldn't think a rap song would be your go-to for London insights, right?
Yeah, I guess not your typical travel guide.
But stick with us on this one. This song, it digs deep. It's about the character, the city, the whole vibe.
I'm intrigued.
So, first things first, Scruffy Bugger himself. I mean, the name says it all, doesn't it?
Paints a picture, that's for sure.
The lyrics are full of these details that just jump out at you, like grime-covered spleen, sneakers worn thin, hoodie up. I mean, this guy isn't exactly strolling through Hyde Park, is he?
No, definitely not the tourist brochure image of London. This is grittier, more real.
And that's what's so interesting about it, right? It's like he's wearing the city, not shying away from it.
Owning it, almost. There's a certain defiance in that.
Definitely a sense of resilience, you know? Like he's been through it, seen it all, and come out the other side.
But it's not all doom and gloom either. You get lines like, money in me pocket, but it ain't clean, mean. And then right after, cup of tea, biscuits, and a tabloid seam, fiend. That juxtaposition, it's so British, isn't it?
Yeah, like even in the midst of hardship, there's that dark humor,
like
finding the little joys, the everyday rituals.
Right, it adds this complexity to the character. He's not just a tough guy. There's this mischievousness to him, a twinkle in his eye.
And that Britishness, it's everywhere. You get British swagger, Cockney bard, fish and chips wrapped in the evening news. This isn't some romanticized Hollywood version of London.
No, this is the real deal. The back alleys, the smog, the dodgy deals happening under the radar.
It's like Kurt Holes is giving us this glimpse into a side of London we don't always see.
Absolutely. Scruffy Bugger is a product of this environment, you know, shaped by it even.
And speaking of being shaped, there are these recurring lines. Life's a butcher, trim the fat, then we smother. And dodging through the alleyways, smoggy cover.
What do you make of those?
They're pretty loaded, right? It's not just about survival. It's about being resourceful, finding a way, even when the odds are stacked against you.
Yeah, that trimming the fat's about being sharp, opportunistic, seeing what others miss.
Makes you think about the whole social structure of London, the haves and have-nots. Where does someone like Scruffy Bugger fit into all that?
Right. It's not just about dodging literal coppers. It's about this underlying distrust of the system. You know, barely make a five or sniff out the clues, choose. He's always hustling, always on guard.
Definitely a sense of, like, looking over his shoulder, never quite feeling safe.
Exactly. And that brings us to the social commentary woven through this song. It's not just a character study. It's holding a mirror up to these larger forces at play.
Scruffy Bugger becomes like this symbol, you know?
Yeah.
Of those caught in the margins trying to make their way.
Exactly. He embodies that struggle, that resilience.
But even with this tough exterior, there are moments of vulnerability, right? Like when he talks about broken strings on me sorrow and his heart still hollow.
Right. Those lines hit hard. They make you wonder, what's the backstory here? What brought him to this point?
There's this depth to him, a sadness that you don't expect at first.
Yeah, and that's what makes him so human, so relatable. It's that contrast, the bravado and the pain, that makes Scruffy Bugger stay with you long after the song is over.
Okay, so we've taken a walk through London's underbelly, met this character who's full of contradictions, but I want to leave you with this thought. If you ran into Scruffy Bugger on a London street, what would your first impression be? Would you see the grit, the humor, the sadness beneath the surface? Think about it. And hey, maybe give the full song a listen. Check out Kurt Holes' work. You might just find yourself surprised by what you discover.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
Definitely food for thought.
I'm a scruffy bugger, life's a butcher, trim the fat then we smother, dodging through the alleyways, smoggy cover, laughing at me troubles, ain't another like me brother.